I had the dope ride, but I was sitting on some bull. I needed some rims bad, and I knew just how to get them.
I gotta do work, so I ain't finished.
I want your and your mother stereo, and I'll take a double burger with cheese.
What? Let me have a double burger.
Come on, man, we supposed to be brothers. Oh, what, you trying to get smart?
It's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Yeah, we staying lit, big dog. Hey, man, shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Hey, and shout out to the homie Lucky Wheels and Deals, man. We're keeping this thing lit. Shout out to the 32 gang. I know y'all up in there keeping it lit, man. I appreciate all the support from everyone, all my everyday people who continuously rock with me, man. We back up in here with some more CJ So Cool news now. Hey, before I get to that, few days left on the Freebird giveaway. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, everydaypj __ and everydaything with PJ on Instagram. Hey, man, let me know that you want to enter to win a Freebird giveaway. Drawing coming January 31st, which is just in a few days, so get to it. We here on a serious note, man. Shout out to the Henderson Police Department. They have arrested 5 people, including 3 minors, okay? Now, just take a look at the picture of the people, man. You know, they look like us. They probably talk like us. They probably act like us because they are us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get into all that in just a few minutes. But let's see what happened when CJ So Cool got the call about these people being arrested. Check this out.
But that's irrelevant to the conversation. I was minding my business watching the movie and phone rang, right? It's the detective. He called me. He don't really call me like that. So when he called me, I'm like, they found something or you need to ask me something. First thing he said was, Cordero, I got great news. I said, my heart started racing. Right? I'm like, what could be great news from a detective to me? So he starts to say it, and I had it on speakerphone. Lexi was right here, my mama was right here. I wish my camera was right here, but it's cool though. And the first thing he said was, before I tell you, you cannot tell nobody this. So I said, I ain't gonna tell nobody, I ain't gonna tell nobody. Then he started telling me, right? And then after he told me, he hung up, called me back for some more questions. And then he was like, well, you can say that we got them because it's gonna come out anyway on the news tonight in a press release that the police are about to release to the press. I said, oh, y'all about to do a press release, huh? What the? He said, yeah, this is a pretty big deal. And this situation, I mean, I ain't even been shot longer than 2 weeks and it already got the people.
Damn.
Now, I'm not gonna go into detail. I'm just say they got the people. But when I am able to tell y'all how many people was involved, y'all gonna lose y'all mind, bro. Y'all gonna go crazy because that's almost what I did. I almost went crazy. I thought it was, you know, the people I saw. But it ended up being the people I saw multiplied, added, one. Come on, man. Like, they doing way too much out here for CJ So Cool. So, my word of advice to you guys, parents, and you guys' family, because you guys can't watch this video. You're in jail. Okay. My advice to you guys as parents is try to raise your kids better. I know it's hard out here. It's a recession. Everybody's struggling. Money is definitely needed in a lot of different areas and a lot of different homes. But running up in somebody's house with masks, vests, and guns isn't always the best answer. I mean, and it doesn't always lead to the best outcome. There's death, injury, even jail. And from this experience, no one died, thank God, but there was definitely injury, look at me, and there's definitely jail, look at them.
There you have it. CJ So Cool explained when he got the call and how he felt about it. Now, I'm pretty sure he's feeling a lot more happy about the situation, but I don't honestly think he feels secure about the situation. Like, just because they get him off the streets doesn't mean that's, you know, you home free with safety, because, man, people is crazy out here. But let's look at the Fox 5 arrest report, okay? Police have arrested 5 people they say were involved in a home invasion turned shooting in the Henderson neighborhood on January 12th. Police arrest 2 adults as well as 3 minors for allegedly shooting during the break-in. It happened around 3 a.m., okay? Now, we can get all into the other stuff. They don't give too many details, but they do say Raven Queen, 28, and Derrick Roberts, 26, along with 3 juveniles were charged with attempted murder, battery with a deadly weapon, robbery, and home invasion. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes about these individuals. Now, I would believe that allegedly these minors are between the ages of 15 and 17. From the way the situation happened, I believe the minors are the ones who intruded the home. Reason being, because they were so quick to shoot, they were weak, and, you know, they really didn't have a plan. You know, they didn't have a, like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the nose. Well, they got punched in the nose and didn't know what to do. So they had somewhat of a plan, but it wasn't foolproof. It was just like, let's just go in and try to take what we can, or, you know, probably tie them up. They didn't have any rope. They didn't have anything. So, and maybe the 26-year-old went in with them. We don't know. We're going to get all the details because somebody's going to start snitching. Like, these kids are not as tough as we think they are. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like I said, you can be in any gang. You can be in, you know, as much trouble as you think you can be, but when you facing murder, and juveniles will get about, you know, a few years until they have to get sent to adult prison, which I believe these kids will get charged as adults. I no doubt in my mind that these kids won't get charged as adults unless, like, one of them starts telling on the other, where he'll be released when he turns 18. I say the 15-year-old is going to tell it all. You know what I'm saying? The 15-year-old's parents is probably looking at him like, son, you need to tell on these folks. These folks are not your friends. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going to happen. That's the full story. So we'll see, we'll get more details as more details comes out, okay? But seeing that they were minors, I believe the minors would have been involved. Of course, I don't know where this lady comes in at. I would assume she was a getaway driver and basically knew the whole plot, or basically somebody was pillow talking with this woman, and she convinced this guy to go in there. Like I said, we don't know the details, but there's a lot of speculation on what could have happened or what could have went down. Also, I want to talk about the people that did this. Like I said at the beginning, they look like us, they probably act like us, talk like us, want to be us. Okay? We want to be ourselves. We even hate the people that look like us. Like, I was talking to my buddy, Lucky. Shout out to Lucky, man. We was talking about this. Like, being in the gang, being from the streets, when we used to walk around looking for other gang members, we didn't look for the nerds. We didn't look for the white person. We didn't look for the rich person. We looked for the people who looked like us, who dressed like us, who talked like us, but from a different gang, all over colors. Now, these people, now I'm not trying to say attack white people, but these people could have broken any of those white people's houses around, because I'm pretty sure CJ So Cool is not the richest person in that neighborhood. And I'm pretty sure there's equally multiple families in that neighborhood just as wealthy as CJ So Cool. But why did they target CJ So Cool? Why? Because he looks like us, talks like us, acts like us. Yeah, he shows his lifestyle off, and maybe these other people don't. But we don't know that. It's easy to go follow another social media influencer and find somebody and be like, oh, they live here. And look up their address, look up their name. Just like we do, just like how we investigate these celebrities, people investigate normal people. And I say, why would you rob someone that looks like us, acts like us, talk like us? Because they want to be us. They want to be in his situation, but they're not. So the only way they could think about coming up is taking it from them. And obviously it's not a come up, we as we see. But The fact that we would go around searching for somebody that looked like us, dressed like us, that want to be us. We would go around looking for that person to injure them, to fight them, all for the set, all for the hood. The fact that these people went to CJ So Cool's house to try to rob him, to take him from his worldly possessions because they think they deserved it more than he did. Now I don't understand where all the self-hate comes from. The self-hate has come to an all-time high. I mean, we could turn on the news. You got 5 police officers beating 5 black police officers beating another black man, as if we don't see all of the other confusion that black men have to deal with. Then we have 5 black officers attacking another black man. The self-hate is at an all-time high. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what a person's going through, what a person then did. For 5 people to beat a man to death is outrageous. For this grown ass man, 26 years old, and this grown ass woman to take 3 young men on a burglary and almost take another black man, it's like the self-hate is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are these two thinking? Involving 3 young lives and then trying to take another young life. You know, the self-hate is real, man. I think we need to wake up to the bullshit and start calling it out. Now, I'm not wishing hurt, harm, or danger on any of these people, because that would only bring more self-hate and more violence in our own community. But these people need to headbutt a bullet. It's these type of people in the world that is wrecking our world. There's so many people on YouTube that look like us, talk like us, want to be us, that are constantly downgrading people like CJ So Cool, CJ on 32s, Real to Real. It's people that's always downgrading these people, man, for no reason. Because I don't know what it is. And it's only the people that look like us. There's not too many white folks on YouTube that's coming on YouTube every day and bashing our own people. There are some, but I guarantee you, for every one white person that's bashing CJ So Cool, CJ on 32s, or Real, it's about 5 black people on YouTube bashing them, telling them they shouldn't do this, telling them they shouldn't do that. Now, I mean, no shade to any other YouTube. Y'all can say and do and believe what y'all want, but, you know, looking at this situation where you got other black people trying to take this man's life, you should think about the influence that y'all have when y'all putting out this hate and negativity against our own people. I ain't saying we all got to stick together. We don't always have to like each other. We don't always have to agree with one another. But then when you see a situation like this, where we ourselves are hurting ourselves, somebody got to come forward and say, man, this shit it's got to stop. It's outrageous. This is over the line. And we shouldn't condone this. And we should talk to our kids, like CJ So Cool said. We should talk to our kids, especially our young boys, because I'm pretty sure there's young boys involved in this situation, very easily influenced. Instead of teaching them to go play basketball, you want to take them out to rob somebody. Like, somebody got to have a better hold of they young men. And I'm going to just be honest. If these young men are raised in single-parent homes, we got a whole nother problem to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a young brother, if you got a young cousin, I want you to reach out to your young cousin and be like, hey, man, I want to see you do better. Introduce him to Google IT. Introduce him to plumbing. Introduce him to your nearest trade school. You know what I'm saying? Your nearest Francis Tuttle or Metro Technology School. Introduce them to something positive. Don't introduce them to the violence into the I can take what I want because I feel like it attitude. That'll never get our young people anywhere. I see too many other cultures coming up because they're not telling people to do robberies like this. Like, if you got crash dummy friends, just leave them alone. Leave them alone, because this is what you're going to get. It's inevitable to dodge death or prison when you out here living that life. Trust me, I've gotten into many altercations, many trouble, and thankfully, I didn't go to prison for none of them. But prison soon caught up with me because I was on a spiral. And nobody could pull me to the side and say, PJ, man, you're tripping. Maybe somebody had tried to. I ain't gonna say nobody did. Maybe somebody tried to. I don't know. I was hella high back then. But it took for me to go to jail to sit down and realize, man, my life was out of whack. And I wish somebody would have sat me down. I wish I would have went to the military and not prison. I wish somebody would have sat me down and put me on the right path, because now look where I done got myself. And luckily, I made a lot of life-changing experiences, and I became a basketball coach to some of the baddest kids on the west side of Oklahoma City. Some bad kids, and I used to tell them, like, man, gang banging ain't the way. Man, y'all, I'm telling y'all, listen, every time you feel like going to gang bang, go get the basketball and go shoot some hoops, because that gang banging ain't gonna get you nowhere. And only one of those kids I know for sure is in jail. The rest of them, all out living their lives. I still follow some of their parents on social media and see that these kids done made something of themselves. You know, and because I took the time out of my free schedule to coach them in basketball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was coaching my sons too, but my sons is doing fine. They ain't out here robbing and stealing and attempted killing. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, be an influence in somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? Find you a young person, either in your neighborhood, either your nephew, your cousin, your girlfriend's kids. Find a young man and influence him positively and affect him positively and lead him to a better path than sending him on a home invasion where somebody or themselves could lose their lives, all because you think you deserve something more than somebody else. Okay? Everyday people, man, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.